Okay, we're just gonna add a little bit of color here. Then we're gonna switch over to beef. We're gonna go over to our black because we're gonna create a silhouette layer here. Now this cap is the closest thing to sea sponge. So I'm just gonna add a few little sprays here and here and here. Look at that. Oh. Let's go take a look. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's do the blacker. All right, let's go back over here. Spray, spray, spray. We're gonna cover some of these areas where we have our purple. All right. Let's go take a look. Oh, fantastic. That looks pretty great. I think I'm going to add, yep, I think so. I think I'm going to add another tree. We're going to go to our palette. And we're going to go to our standard. So I'm going to create another tree maybe right about here. I'm going to start that right here. Well, yeah, right here. I'm going to bypass all these layers. Look at that. Okay. So this is going to be a silhouette layer, as you can tell. So we're just going to go over this. Okay. Just going to go over it several times. Nice, solid silhouette layer. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did with this tree here. And that is to give it highlights, to give it a color and then give it highlights. So we're going to go over to maybe this orange. That looks about right. Let's go to our thin cap. So the beauty about the thin cap is that, look at that. It allows you to do, let me reduce the pressure a little bit. Some pretty fine straight lines. We would normally do this with our Spraycasso funnel. Yep. But here we no longer have to. I'm just going to go up and down a few times. Get on up. Here we go. Okay. And I think we're going to come down a little bit more. I'm going to do this a few times here. Okay, now you want to leave some of these dark areas, right? Some of these lights. Lines where the black is. Man, I'm actually thinking about going a little bit further out. So what I mean by that is I'm thinking about making this tree thicker. So let's change back to fat cap. So fat cap gives us this really thick, defined, solid lines, and we can do that to increase the size of the trees that we're painting. All right, so I like that. We come in here, right about here. We'll do a little bit like that. Nice and big tree. Let's do that. All right, so let's switch over back to our thin cap. And then we're going to switch colors here. So I'm just going to go up here. I'll come down. Now we're going to do this a couple of times until we get the right texture. Let's go take a look. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my... Let's try the feather duster, and we'll do black again. Now what I'm hoping to do here is just darken. Oh, let's increase the pressure a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just darken this area here where there's less light hitting our tree. Look at that. Let's go step back a little bit. See, that right there allows you to have a nice looking tree without it being too bright or so bright. You can just darken it up a little bit. I really like that because then that gives us the ability to add brighter highlights to the areas that we want to emphasize where the light is hitting it. So I'm going to choose another color. Hold on. Let's use a highlight color. I'm going to use that one. That looks pretty good. I'm going to change that to thin cap. I'm going to stand a little bit closer. Let's take a look. Oh, that's too thick. Okay, let's reduce the pressure. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. Look at that. Let's stand back a little bit. Nice. Okay, I really like the way this is turning out. You know what we can add? Boop. Let's do some more black and let's go with beef. All right, we'll add a little more pressure here because I want that black to really stand out. Just create some of these. We might have to go over some of these little branches just so it can look a little more realistic. I like that. Now from here, I'm going to cut across. It's important to cut across certain layers at times. You know, it'll just give it that overlapping look. Yeah. All right. So I'm wondering if we should add another tree over here. I think so. Let's start right here. Boop. You know what? I think I'm going to add some of those highlights that we added on this tree. Let's go with our thin cap. It's too much pressure, so let's undo a couple of those. Okay. Yep. Just right here on certain areas. Let's go stand over here, take a look. Yep. I like it. Okay. Let's go back over here. Here, I'm just adding a little bit of highlights here in on the side, the bushes. It'll give us an effect of plant life. You'll see. Stand back. Look at that, huh? I like that effect. Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit of plant life here with some natural looking highlights. So we're going to keep working on those highlights. Right here. See that? That would be a good spot. All right, let's go take a look. It almost looks like clouds too. So you could create a cloudy effect into the background. You know what I'm going to do is I like that color combination. I'm going to add some more highlights here throughout the trees. And you know what? We could even add a little bit of that highlight on these trees here. Let's go take a look. Yeah, look at that. All right, let's keep working on it. I think we're on the right track. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that color overlapping. Then we'll do the same over here. You know what I'm thinking? I'm really liking the color combination on this that I think we could add. Do you guys remember in the movie Avatar, the glowing plants? Wonder if we could do something like that where we could have a maybe a few plants that are kind of glowing. See, I like this effect here. Let's go search for that. Hot pink. We'll add just a little bit of it. Now the pressure is really low, so we're only getting, look how much pressure, 16% pressure. So we're only getting very little bit. If we increase it, I mean, you can even see the animation of the spray coming out. See that? Oh. We'll add a little bit there like that. Now we'll go back to our palette. This guy. Thin cap. We'll increase the pressure. And we'll add some plant lives. Yeah, overlapping that. We still want to be able to give the illusion that there's plants. Look at that. Okay, let's go take a look. Move this guy out of the way. Boop. All right. Hold on, let me grab it one more time. All right, let's go step back over there. Okay. I like it. I like how the plants are really starting to take shape. I like that there's like this glow to this whole thing. This almost reminds me like those black velvet paintings. Some of you may not even remember those. I was born in the 80s, so I got to see a lot of those. Oh, is that too much pressure? It sure is too much pressure. Look at this. By creating the effect, like a really big overspray, and then you get closer, you create the effect of light or glowing. Look at that. Let's go back. See that? Pretty neat, huh? So that's what I was talking about. I think we could do something like that here in certain of these little areas. Boop. And so the trick is to make them different sizes. Look at that. All right, we'll do the same. Maybe right about here. Let me get closer here. Look, you can see a few little plants there. Boop. All right, we'll add one right here. Okay. Let's do the same down here. We kind of have to. Can't just leave one area. Boop. And not do the other. Boop. Look at that. Almost looks like little fairies, huh? Well, and that's the beauty about this. You can create many, many different effects. Boop. All right, let's step back. Okay, fantastic. I really, really, really digging this. Now, do you see, just because we have these little bits of light, we can't forget to add, oh, that's too much. Undo. Let's reduce the pressure. Just add hints that these lights are causing an effect to the surroundings. See, that definitely looks like it's glowing, like the areas are causing it to glow. So we'll add a few more of those throughout our painting. Maybe with the same technique, we can add to the stars as well. All right, so I'm going to create a few more, and then I'm going to change the color. So let's move this guy out of the way. Get down here. Oh, I reduced the pressure. So we'll increase it to 21%. We get really close. Boop. Let's increase it a little bit more. To 27. Yep. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Over there. Boop. There we go. Look at that. So we got to create or recreate the effect that these little lights are having on the surroundings. So because of that, we'll come down here. We'll add a little bit of pink. Oh, that's too much. Okay. So I'll reduce the pressure a little bit. Just get close here and just add a hue of that color. And you know what you could do as well. Well, I guess so. I was going to say we can add an additional bit of a little bit of a highlight, and so a lighter, even lighter pink to create more of an effect, but I think we're good. I don't want to overdo it. Not yet. We can still add to it. So, you know what? I really like the way that's coming out. So now we got to imitate that on the other side. So we'll create a nice, oh, it's white. Some areas here where the glow is happening. See that? All right. Now let's step back and take a look. Yep, that looks pretty good. It looks like it does over there. So let's get close again. Oh, this looks darker. Okay, so we used the thin cap. I switched over to black. And the reason I did that is so that we can create our overlapping grass strands. Let's increase the pressure a little bit. And thing about these is we can add little designs to the plants. See, just like that. Let's just cut across. Now it's important you overlap. So remember that. Don't try to be too reserved. Make some shadows. Make little designs, you know, like that. It'll just keep the viewers interested, as it captures a lot. They'll want to know, hey, what is that? Is that little seeds? Is that part of the flower? You want to create items like that just to keep the viewers wanting to explore your painting. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. All right, I like that. You know what? I'm going to create some of the blue spots as well. So let's go find, you know, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go take a look over here. Oh, that's too much. Reduce the pressure. Kind of get closer to it. There we go. Maybe a little bit more pressure. Okay, now I'm going to create nice little, I'm going to overlap this with a terrain, a silhouette of a piece of terrain. So it could be a rock. Let's go step back and take a look. All right, buddy, let's toss that over there. If I need it, I'll go grab it. All right. So we have, if you guys can see right there, nice little piece of like a rock, a little bit of a terrain. I'm going to do the same right here on these colors, but I'm thinking I'm going to go with a little bit more orange, yellowish right here in the center. We'll do that later though. For now, I'd like to imitate those same little balls of light that we have there on this side as well. Part of doing one thing to one side of the painting, that you don't have to do it on the other side, but you want to have a little bit of a balance. And let's get to it. Boop. Right, so I'm just going to add, oh no, that's too much. Too much pressure. Okay, so we'll go. You don't want so much pressure because you want it to kind of blend out. So when you do that little bit in the middle, here, let's try another one. See, it looks like it's glowing. So if I stand back, see that? That's how you do those effects. I'm going to do one right here. And then, boop. Maybe we can add one there. And one right there. Boop. Got to do the side effects, guys, or the sound effects. Otherwise, it won't work. You guys would be amazed how many times I've gotten text about that. It's like, is it true it won't work? Yes. All right, look at that. It's beautiful, beautiful. Like the way it's turning out. So I'm going to imitate the same colors that we did there with the black over here. Now I know we still got to add a few more. Those little fireflies. I don't know what to call them. Fairies? Yeah, some people call them fairies. I don't know. I wanted to make just something mystical, something little, maybe fireflies, I don't know. From another planet. Hey, who's to say? But if you want to see something cool, check this out. Oh, buddy. Looks like we're going to make this glow. Okay, so I'm going to add one right about there. Just, and then boom, right there. Of course, the presence of a light is going to have 17%. That'll be good. I have a little bit of a effect on the surroundings. I mean, see what I'm saying? You want to do things like that so that it shows up. And of course, I didn't do it with some of these other ones, so I'm just going to add them right here. Just little random ones. Nope. All right, I want it to be not so defined. There you go, something like that. Just enough to where it will give the illusion of reflections and highlights. By the way, guys, if you guys are wondering how I'm backing out, is you see this? The same way that I move forward, I just push it back behind me, and so I'm able to take a few steps back. So if you guys just wondering how I'm doing that, that's how I'm doing it. All right, let's do that here. Now we have some lights here, but we don't have the highlights that they're causing, and we need those. Let me show you. See how those plants just really come to life. Now, of course, in some of these areas where we have the grass that's green with that glow, we're gonna add our green lights, our fluorescent green lights. I don't know what to call it, but you know what? That would be a really neat technique also to do on the stars above. So let's get close. Just gonna add a few more little highlights here. Maybe that one's too much. Yeah. All right, let's switch over. So we have some blue here, so we're gonna have to add some. Look at that. Ooh, I really like the way this is coming out. Really, really liking it. You know what? We can add that as little sparkles in the water as well. Let's give that a try. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. We'll do a sample one right here. Close and boom. Ah, looks like a star, huh? I'm gonna add a little bit of a fading effect to some of these, just to see if it makes a difference. I mean, I can already tell you it does. Yeah, it gives it a nice, really soft looking light effect. Okay. All right. Let's continue. We're going to switch over back to our blue. Make one right about here. Just, and then I'm going to get really close and right about there. Of course, that means that we're going to have some highlights here. Let's take a look. See that? See how it looks that the light is so bright it's illuminating the little grass strands there on the bottom? That's perfect. That's exactly what we're wanting them to do. So here we're just going to add a little bit of that crisscrossing lights. Oh, nope. Undo that one. Maybe we can just do a little thin one right there and there. Switch over to some of this pink. You know what I was wondering? If we can add a little bit, just a little bit of white there at the center, if it looks like it's glowing a bit more. Yeah, actually it is. All right, so we'll add, like, for example, here. See, it looks brighter. I like that. Maybe we'll add a little bit of white to some of these just to make it a little bit brighter. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, I think I'm going to add a few more. You know, just throughout here. I definitely want to experiment more with that technique up above on the stars. So let's do that. Let's go grab our handy dandy friend here, flip it over, grab it. Oh, what the heck? And disappears. Oh no. Ooh, but look at that. Let's go see where I threw this thing. All right, I'm gonna go stand over here. Let's go to save.